Alright, we should be good. I will get things going here and wait for people to join. So, pull up chat. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Glad to see you guys couldn't make it today. So, alright. Got a competition tomorrow with blind events and clock, and that's it. KS Cuber, hey, how's it going? The Master Cuber, Cubing Extra, a lot of people joining, cool stuff. Nice, yeah. Oh, Helmer, cool, hey, how's it going? You can make it today. Alright, good stuff. Alright. If anyone has some questions right away, Megaminx is tentative at the competition tomorrow, so I think I'm going to start with some of that. Yeah, so. Alright. Yeah, good stuff. I was supposed to be helping a friend with FMC today. That's why it streams up kind of late and on Friday, because I got a competition tomorrow, so. Any sites that still have tie-ins in stock? Good question. Probably. Malcolm had one for sale on speed solving. I think he probably sold his, though. Luke Garrett, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it today. Sassy Ginger 77, hey, Natalie, how's it going? I saw you saw your live stream pop up on Instagram. I tried to watch it, but my internet is quite slow, so I only caught bits and pieces of it. But yeah, good stuff. So, all right, Megaminx today. Oh man. I know how to do PLL. Not really. Okay. That was bad. Oh well. The comp tomorrow is in Wisconsin. It's in Oregon, Wisconsin. Which cube shop do you recommend? Cube Depot. It's a pretty good store. The Master Cube is already heading out. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. How many hours do you cube per day on average? I'd say usually the least would probably be around an hour or none. There's some days I don't cube at all, and then there's some that it goes like probably over 3 hours or even longer, depending on what I'm doing that day. But so I'd say it probably averages around an hour or two. Can you get someone on the stream? Yeah, I had a friend who said he would come by today. The one I was supposed to be helping with FMC, and asked if he wanted to join the stream like before or after. And so I'll shoot him a message and let him know that I'm live. So if he wants to join, can feel free to do so. So yeah, I'll do that, and then. So, clock. Yeah, I've got clock tomorrow. I probably should practice it, but I practiced yesterday though. So, um, which events do you practice the most, and how do you juggle practicing events? So particularly right now, I have lots of upcoming competitions, like 3 in April, like four in May, one more this month, and so I tend to practice what's coming up at the competition, and like some of them, there's like all the events at a competition, so I can't practice all of them reasonably. I went over in a video once how I practice for all competitions with all the events. I should do a video on how to speak eventually, or watch videos on how to speak, more likely. I usually just practice what I like at a given time and do a lot of it, but yeah, do clock. Yeah, FMC Kit Clement just uploaded a video of how to do NIS. It's a pretty good start, at least for FMC. But are you streaming on Fridays now? I am doing Fridays just because I have competitions on Saturdays, so it would be pretty hard to live stream from a competition. Eventually I might do one, but I'm usually pretty busy, so. Okay, let's see. I could maybe do clock, but I don't have a working stack mat, and it's not always great to do it with keyboard, so. Do you like the Dian 7? No, it's pretty bad. And it's probably Dian's best 3x3, but it's not good, so. I end up doing like an average of 300 on 3x3 in one sitting and never practice anything else. I can definitely understand that. There's like in 2012 I did 3x3, and then it got pretty boring when I wasn't sub 20, so I kind of stopped doing 3x3. I'd say I have kind of like staples that I practice most of the time, like big cubes 6 and 7, and then 3x3 every once in a while, but then things like Megaminx I usually practice even though I don't improve, so do a Megaminx solve, probably not today, but eventually I will. So do a competition vlog, maybe eventually, but that isn't something I'd really have time to do. I'm usually very busy at competitions, so I suppose since it's been requested, I'll try and solve a clock. It's one of the 3D printed pins. I still haven't. It still locks up too much to use. My main 3x3, I just switched to the GTS2, the one that I magnetized. It was too fast for me originally, but then I slowed it down somehow, and now it's slow enough that I can use it. So two Megaminx solves at the same time, I don't think that would go well. What are your best tips on 6 and 7? My average sucks. I average 1 minute on 4x4, but can't get under 7 on 7x7. The 7 minutes on 7x7, I don't know, that usually comes pretty easy to people, so that is kind of an odd place to be stuck. I'd say don't feel so restricted when making centers. That may not sound, it's probably not worded very well, but there's many different ways you can build centers to make it more efficient, and so like if you think you have to do it a certain way, that's what slowed me down a lot, was thinking I had to do it a certain way, or it was easier to do it a certain way, when it's really pretty easy to block build centers and get those going. I lost my blindfold at Heartland. I have an extra blindfold, excuse me, in my backpack that you can use tomorrow, so yeah. Um, oh yeah, in reference to the Q&A, yeah. Can you solve a super cube? I could, but I don't know where one would be. Alright, so I have a scrambled clock. I should probably solve it. Hang on. There's the clock solve. Alright. I actually bought the Landland tiled 4x4 from IQ Mart. It's pretty bad and incredibly hard to use. Yeah. It is, I don't know if I ever had I did have a Landland 4x4, that's right. I got it from 51 More Fun, and it wasn't good. I never had the tiled one, though. But I've been thinking about, when I made the review of this, the Yushin Blue, after I recorded that, and while I was editing it, I was thinking, like, this cube is $52, and it's just so good. I love it. It's like a great cube. But then I have an X Cube 4, which was $50 in 2012, and was considered a pretty good 4x4, but still had its problems. It pops a lot, so it's an interesting comparison what $50 will get you in a 4x4, 6 years ago, and what it'll get you today. It's a very, very nice improvement in 4x4. So, do you speed solve any non-WCA events? No. I think I uploaded a helicopter cube average of 5 in like 2012, but that was probably like the last time I timed a non-speed solve event. What happened to Pi? I have no idea. I haven't talked to him in years. Do you have a 249? My sister does. I don't, though. Are you sponsored? Yes, by Cube Depot. Great stuff. Mostly for speed cubing and going to competitions and such. But getting ready for a comp. Yeah, me too. Same. Do you have an inexpensive source for the X Cube 4? I can't find one for less than $60. Good question. I don't know. I got mine for $4 because it's a terrible puzzle. But it's not necessarily terrible, but it's pretty much terrible. So I wouldn't know where to get one. I just got it from a friend of mine for, like I said, $4. Do you know if Keeps for Speed will ever come back? I doubt it. They just kind of moved on to different things, and so I doubt it, but I can't say for sure. Do you still talk to me, myself, and Pi? No, not in a number of years. So yeah. All right. I should probably do some more Megaminx since that's tentative tomorrow at least. Have you ever had the V Cube 4? I don't think so. No, definitely not. I've never had a V Cube 4. I do have me, myself, and Pi's number, at least his old phone number. But I definitely wouldn't be giving it out to anybody. So yeah, I just someone tomorrow. I set up a where is it? Yeah, Galaxy Megaminx for them, a magnetized one. So right now I have 3 version 2s. Bit excessive, but it's a good event, so I don't mind. I have tried the VQ4, so it's not that bad, but it's definitely, I don't think, worth the money. So yeah, they seem kind of expensive, but I haven't looked into getting one since it came out, which was a long time ago now. So yeah, I suppose I could try solving this clock. It's like almost as loose as it can go, and it's still locking up a lot. Why would you get sued for your old YouTube name? It had Rubik's in it, directly in it, just same spelling, capitalization, punctuation as the company, and like, even though it's very little, I directly make money on this channel. Um, and even if I didn't make money, they could sue me for using their name. Like, it's a trademark name, so I should have never used it or taken it off a long time ago. It's been something I've been thinking about since like 2012, so yeah. Why is the stream called what it's called? Because the competition tomorrow is called Please Be Quiet as a Cat. Because in Wisconsin we started naming all of our competitions with cat names. So we got cat in the name of the competition somewhere. Do you have a GAN 1 or GAN 2? And how complete is your GAN collection? In 1 second. It's really not that complete. I have every limited edition GAN Air and GAN Air SM. Like at the Max Park the green, all of the green ones and stuff. But I do have a GAN 1. I don't remember if it's a GAN 1 or GAN 2. My friend gave it to me, the one I got the X Cube from. And I never really was too interested in the older GAN cubes because I just didn't like them. There's a lot of the GAN puzzles I just didn't. I tried them like as they were coming out and just didn't care for them. So there's a couple like transparent ones I might get eventually, but I don't know. Do you have size preference for your cubes? 56 seems like a pretty good size. Oh, excuse me, I have a bit of a sore throat today. That's why I'm drinking a lot of water. Did GAN used to make stickerless cubes? Yeah, they did. I would get one. So GAN used to have these interesting tiles. There's like cream on them. I'll set that aside for now. Make sure you can see this. But the tiles are interesting because they're like stickerless on the inside, and then I don't even know how to get them apart. But it's like this white part is all one piece, and then the tiles go all the way through the pieces. Should I host a comp and make the main event feet? I don't know. I think that might not get a lot of interest in competition. I have to replay my last layer skip. We'll see you later, Sporty. Thanks for coming by. I've been looking for a GAN 1. Couldn't even find a picture of a GAN 2. Been looking for transparent 356. Get all the GANs puzzles. Yeah, it's an interesting set to find. There's a lot of interesting things about them. Like these pieces, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but they go like out at the bottom. This is really interesting. I don't know this. I doubt this is a GAN 1. I should probably know, but I don't. So, yeah, this is a GAN. It says GAN on it. Honestly, like big 4x4s being 66 millimeters and above. Hard to find though. Yeah, I wouldn't like that. The closest thing I could think of would be like a Rubik's or I don't know what would even be bigger than that. Like with the tiles, I guess might be bigger, but I like the smaller 4x4s. Yeah. It is their very first one. Interesting. So, yeah. Why is your name Jehua when that's not your name? Because there's a type of gecko called Rhacodactylus chohua, and it's the same thing but with a C. And so I switched it out for a J because that was the first letter of my name. So, I'm trying to complete my Z-Cube collection. That's an interesting one. I wouldn't even know everything that Z-Cube made. I guess you'd start at like Champions Cube Store, something. The Dion MF8 is 66 millimeters. That's right, it is. I used to have that and the mini one. Such a bad cube. Oh my gosh, it was like so bad. I remember trying to like fix it up and use it, and I just couldn't. It was it was so bad. Have you learned M2 yet? I haven't like switched. I know M2, but I need to get my the middle layer targets, which aren't even hard. I know the algorithms. I just don't remember which piece they go to, which doesn't even make sense because I could just do the algorithm and watch which piece it goes to. But yeah, so I guess I'll try solving this clock. I'm not on my timer. You can hear it locking up. That was a relatively low move solve, and it was an 8. So, I was at Elk Cubing. Are you going to Great Lakes regions in Indiana? Yeah, I am. I'll be there probably Thursday morning, and then through Sunday or Monday or whenever it's over. So, yeah, it should be a good one. Yeah, I guess I can try one more on this clock, but it doesn't turn well. There. It's probably the fastest I'll ever solve that one. KS Cuber mentions the stickerless blue from the GANs 3V. I think it was the 3V2. I remember that one. I did want to get that one, but I didn't realize that they had stopped making it at some point, and so when it was on clearance, I never got it. What is your PB at clock 2x2 and 3x3? I don't keep track of 2x2 personal best at all. I don't do 2x2 at all. And then clock is 3 something, and 3x3 is 642. Yeah. What does this even mean? It is the name of the competition I'm going to tomorrow. I should probably clarify that or something. It says tomorrow in the title, so I'll just leave it at that. It is a bit of a weird name, but Please Be Quiet competitions are generally known for having all the blind events and FMC, and that's what we're doing tomorrow, so should be good. Best 2x2 on the market. Free Nats 2x2. It's the best one. What's your global 3x3 average? I would know, probably 10. A little more, a little less. A lot more if you're talking about in competition. I did so bad at the last couple. And so, yeah. I kind of like 3x3 right now. But I've never tried again 249V2, so I wouldn't know if it's the best or not. Particularly, I always joke about the free Nats 2x2 because those are what I consider to be pretty good. But I like the Dian 2x2. The old plastic is a better feeling, but new ones are alright, but I don't know. Yeah, Cyclone Boys has been coming out with a lot of interesting puzzles lately. I saw they have a Scube and a Megaminx now. And lots of stuff, the cheap magnetic 3x3 and everything. So, main event. I haven't really decided what my main event is. Mostly I just haven't decided what my definition of main event is. See, I'm the best at clock. Still top 10 in the world. But I like Megaminx the best. But I wouldn't say it's my main event because I don't practice it nearly as much as other events. I practice 7x7 way more than Megaminx. But I like Megaminx quite a bit more. Yeah, so I don't know. My favorite event's Megaminx. If I had to define it, I would probably say my main event is clock, since that's what I'm most competitive at. But Is the new Diamond 3x3 any good? I mean, it's probably their best 3x3, but I wouldn't consider it good for the price. If it was like $1 or $2, I would say it's good. But for like the around $10 that it costs to get one, I would say it's not worth it. So, best 3x3 and $20. I would say probably the GTS 2M. I believe that is right around $20, maybe a little bit less. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, I have a magnet. I magnetized one of them as well, and it's just not a good cube. All right, so I feel like I should practice something. Probably Megaminx. Cyclone Blaze has pretty much everything besides 7x7, clock, and square one. Yeah, I guess they do have the 6x6 that's supposed to be alright. Yeah, so. CubeHouse Little Magic M is my favorite budget cube. Yeah, I used to have a Little Magic M, but I sold it because it is good for a budget cube, but not for like a speed cube. I did try the MF3RS2 magnetic, and that was pretty good. I don't know if that's kind of right in between budget cube. I'd probably still consider it a budget cube because it's like, I don't know, like $7 around there, which is only like a couple dollars more than the Little Magic. So I got my first sub to average of 12 on Megaminx. Very nice, very nice. What time is it in Wisconsin? I live in Australia. Well, very cool. Welcome from Australia. Glad to have you here. It is 4:46 p.m. in Wisconsin. So, yeah, Australia's got to be. Let's see if I can figure this out. Got to be like 9 in the morning tomorrow. Maybe. Have you switched to Yao 5? I have not. Just because I don't have a 5x5 that I particularly like at the moment, but I'm hoping to look into Yao 5 a lot more, like next month when I get a new 5x5, and I can talk to Chris Olsen a little more about it. I suppose he probably has. I saw he uploaded a video, so maybe I can watch that, but he'll at least like it if I switch, so. Very good. Yeah, I think my computer is running well enough at the moment that we can maybe get some Twist the Web going, or I could practice something else. I am going to Nats. I'll be there from like the 25th to the 30th, maybe a little bit more, maybe a lot more, depending on other competitions and where I'm at, so. My Wushang is really good. Have you tried magnetic Yushin? Yeah, I've magnetized a couple of Yushin 5x5s. My sister has one that I magnetized. It's pretty good. I think I scrambled Kevin Hayes's at some point, and that was good. Opinion on Yushin Mega V1, V2. I have not had either of them. I did try the Yushin Megaminx a few times, like at competitions. But I wouldn't use it. It just didn't seem nearly as good as the Galaxy. I think that the way you have to do edges is trash, but I just do it with free slice, and edges can be super fast. Yeah, he's talking about Yao 5 for those that don't know. I haven't tried it too much, and it's been several years since I did do any solves with it. But and that was before people started like solving the back F2L pairs. So, can you get Cube Depot to sponsor you? No, it's by invite only, and you have to be like fast. I don't mean to sound like rude, but they get asked a lot for people to have to sponsor them, and it's just not reasonable to sponsor everybody. So, have you tried the YJMGC? I'm assuming that's the new 3x3. I think people were asking about that last time. I have not. So, What's one cube you want to get? Good question. I'd say a good 5x5. That's kind of what I'm missing for my 3 through 7. But I'm getting a new 5x5 from Cube Depot somewhat soon. I haven't ordered it yet, but the Whoosh Wing is what I'm going to get, just because I tried Eric's and it's pretty good. So yeah, I really like the 4x4 though, so I'm pretty hyped to get the 5x5. 5x5 I've been like stuck at like a minute 20 since like early 2016, so that's kind of annoying. So it's been like over 2 years. But also I want to ask someone about Hoya on 5x5, because I don't think really anybody uses that except like a couple people I know. So I imagine it's bad if people aren't using it, because people at least use it for 4x4 like I do. But yeah. So alright. So my friend is not at home at the moment, and he's going to join later once he gets home. Should be good. Should be good. And maybe we can go over how to do NIS, which for those that don't know is an FMC technique called normal inverse scramble solution. That's not how you spell web. Okay. How long have you used Hoya? Since 2015 sometime. I think early 2015 is when I kind of switched. Maybe in late 2014. So, you and Cuber, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it today. Do you like 4x4 5x5 better? Right now, 4x4, just because I'm actually improving in 4x4. And I haven't improved in 5x5 in a long time. GR Cuber, hey, how's it going? I'm going to cover up the camera lens so it doesn't see my twist the web password. Alright, should be good to go. There's a 6x6 room I kind of want to join. I'm 20 years old, so yeah. Looks like there's one already made. So going on twist the web right now. Alright. So I will take the Prisma puzzle timer off of the stream, as to not confuse everybody like usually happens. So, alright, we're doing from 3x3 twist the web. I will update the description. Alright, the description should be updated. Lauren, hey, how's it going? Glad you can make it today. Do you realize that most of the laptop is blocked by the cameras, right? Oh, probably. So I probably didn't even need to cover it, I think is what you're saying. Yeah, but either way, I'd rather just not have people get my twist the web password. Even though I don't think I've used that password for anything else. But wouldn't be the worst thing if someone got my twist the web password, but I wouldn't want to, still wouldn't be ideal. So alright. I don't know how to do the last few moves. 13 seconds. Nice. Have you traveled out of state for comp? I have been to... Man, it's hard to say, but yes. I don't remember exactly how many. I want to say 14, but I don't know if that's guessing too high. I counted a while ago, and I haven't gotten any new states since then. But I'm getting South Dakota and Utah this year, so... But yeah, most of the competitions are out of state for me. I competed for like 3 years before there was ever one in my state. I'd say it's around 10 to 14 states. So James Quinn, hey, how's it going? Those that don't know, James Quinn won the gift card from my Q&A giveaway. So, how many comps have you organized? I've been co-organizer on 2, but those were like mostly the other people. And then I think I've done like 6 myself. And I actually just got back from checking out a new venue. So in a couple months there's going to be a competition in a brand new venue. Likely. I mean, I haven't booked it yet, so I don't know. I can't say for sure that it will be there, and it could be at. If it's not there, it would be at one of the old venues, but it's actually at like a circus place, so that could be kind of interesting. That's not the J from. Cool. I'll get a DNF. Oh man. Okay, so yeah. One cube we regret buying. The Meiji Pyraminx is like the most recent one I can think of, because it was like $4, and I figured I had $4 in my account, and I only had like $3 because the account I have attached to like PayPal, I don't keep money in just in case it's like able to get hacked. Hey Damien, how's it going? Glad you can make it. You have a comp tomorrow too? I didn't even know that. I just hand scrambled for Twist the Web. Good stuff. Sweet, glad to see you could make it today. Yeah, we've got tomorrow. We have all of the blind events, and then FMC and clock, and it's not even my competition. So, would you come to a 2-day PBQ comp? I believe it means in Massachusetts with 3 rounds of FMC. I mean, probably not, but if plane tickets are cheap enough, I'd go pretty much anywhere. So, Hudson Valley, cool. I'll have to look at it, see what events are going on. What cubes do you recommend for beginner? 40 seconds on 3x3. On a really tight budget 2x2. Okay, excuse me. On a really tight budget for 2x2, 3x3, and 4x4. 4x4, the last like budget one I tried was the Guansu, and it seemed good enough. But there's been like a ton that have come out since then. So 3x3, like the MF3 RS2, even not magnetic, is pretty good. And then 2x2, I don't know. Free Nats 2x2 is a good one. I think that's a UPO. Is the correct terminology. Are you going to Dixon? I am going to Dixon. It's in 3 weeks, I think. I think it's in 3 weeks, maybe less. I don't know. Maybe more. I'm not really sure. No, it is. It's 4 weeks. It's on the 21st, because then there's a St. Louis comp the next day. So hoping to go to 2-in-1 weekend that weekend. Should be pretty good. Kevin Hayes is supposed to be doing Scube at the St. Louis one, so that'd be kind of interesting. But I hate Scoob. Oh, man. Okay, now I'll join the twist web again, because now my cube is solved, so. Okay, let's see. Alright. There we go. Last time I streamed it was nice. I had a space heater in here, but I need it in a different room for today, so got cold fingers still. Alright, I'll try and do a capture thing for Twist the Web, because I learned how to do that, so it stays on one. That's not right. I don't think, anyway. Maybe? I'm still learning, so. Site elk cubing. Very nice, very nice. That was a good competition. There's a lot of people there at the beginning of the day. But luckily, kind of cleared out, so. It was an interesting competition. That was the first time I'd been to one with, like, that set of events. But just had 2 through 5 in one hand. Yeah, I've got it here. This is for Felix. The pins are a little stiff, but they'll definitely get better, and they're much less stiff than most clocks. They're just not like as loose as all of them. So yeah, I'll solve it. Oops, I didn't really get scrambled. There we go. So, yeah, okay, now I'm holding up the twist of the web. So, there we go. Alright, another 13. Alright, now I will pivot and then try and get it so you can see the time on Twist the Web. Human limit for multi-blind sub-hour. Good question. People have been talking about this. I don't really get the limits. I mean, I guess I would think over 100 cubes given enough time. Probably even more than that. But yeah, it's hard to say. Hey Brody, how's it going? Going well here. Excited for Cube Iowa. I think that's my next competition. That's before Dixon, I think. So that is not what I want. Okay. So yeah. Display capture. Again, not what I want. Okay. Cool. Does anyone have a core problem on the Volk power? The copper rings in the core rising up. I have not had that problem, and I've never heard of it. People were talking about a different problem on the Volk power, but I don't remember what. It definitely wasn't that, though. So, can the case be easily opened? Yes, it's just electrical tape on the top and bottom, which is what I use on all of my clocks. So it's pretty easy to just open it up, and then there's just screws holding the black part together. So yeah, let me see if I can. I'm pumped for Cube Iowa, but now there's not going to be a lot of pressure on me. When now there is going to be a lot of pressure, since Kristen predicted that I'll win 3x3 in OH. I think that my girlfriend is coming to the competition. Cool, sounds fun. Yeah, I think I saw that was on Kristen's Instagram story. I think. Yeah, I am color neutral, so Antoine has a video on what happened to the Valk power. Okay, interesting. I'll have to look into that before I make my review. So, I have Hudson tomorrow, ready to DNF 5x5 somehow. Nah, Damien said he's going to that one too. I didn't realize that was tomorrow. So, oh, okay. Padarakis, not. I was thinking Antoine Canton, but I just read it wrong. Yeah, so, alright. I think I'm just going to be done trying to figure this out for now and go back to Twist the Web. So, I like the nice meme. Oh, okay, interesting. Thought he was going to say name for a second until I read it. So, alright. Man, my fingers are far too cold to be practicing. Right. Okay. Zuhar, you gotta be nice in the chat if you're gonna be hanging around here. We don't want. If you gotta say no offense after something, it's probably not a nice thing to say unless you know a person personally. But I doubt you being from Australia that you're just joking. So, all right. Alright, an 11. At least there's not 3x3 tomorrow, so I don't have to try and do that. My cat is always really loud, though. I didn't make the name for this competition, so I don't know. I probably would have named it something similar, but yeah, I've been around some loud cats. Yeah, it should be a good competition. There's only 18 people signed up, and a couple of them might not even go, so it'll be one of the smallest competitions I've ever been to. Definitely not the smallest, but close. So, oh yeah, yeah. The title is mistyped, so I will fix that once I pull it back up. So, You know that the state bird of Virginia and West Virginia is the cardinal? And also the only state in between them alphabetically is Washington. Oops. And the furthest point in Virginia is further west than the furthest point in West Virginia. Those are the only Virginia facts that I know. So I've never been to either of those states. So, what was the smallest amount of competitors at a comp you've been to? Good question. I can pull that up in a little bit here after I fix the title. I believe it was at FMC, like Fabulous Minnesota Competition 2015. We had 3x3. It was tentative, but and then there was like 15 people at one in January. I should go to West Virginia. Want to get to more out east in the next couple of years, because I haven't been out east very much. Just like to nationals the 2 times, and then to like Ohio is the furthest east I've been aside from nationals. So yeah, I've been to California before a couple times, so I don't need to go back to California. Let's see, how many competitors did we have? There were 10. So Fabulous Minnesota was the smallest one I've ever been to. Yeah. That was a good competition. DNF'd around 1 of clock. Good stuff. Oh, we had 13 competitors, not 10. There's 10 in 3x3. So I think that's still the smallest, unless pretty sure the FMC Minnesota competition last year had more. Yeah. Hey Kevin, how's it going? I think I saw on Facebook that you're not going to nationals anymore. That's unfortunate. Minnesota, where is it? Oh yeah, we didn't have 3x3. It'd be under feet. Theta, I don't remember how to pronounce your name, but hey, how's it going? Some good stuff. Rovas, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it today. Just, actually, Fabulous Minnesota 2017 had 12 competitors. I think that would be the smallest. I went to an FMC USA in 2015, and there was like 4 people at our venue, but there's like more people like actually competing, so I don't know, there's like 4, I guess you could consider that maybe 1, but it was in the comment, like, it was in Cubic's Friends, I think, on a thread that's like biggest cubing letdown or something like that. But the Southeast Champs has 2 rounds of feet. Yeah, I wanted to go to Southeast Champs, but it's the same day as Iowa, and even though they're having better events, it's a lot cheaper to go to Iowa than Georgia. Plus, it's like not real close to an airport, so you probably just have to drive. All right. I'm probably holding up. Yeah, I've been holding up the twist the web. Oops, my bad. VA stands for Virginia. It's an abbreviation for the state. Yeah, so I think I might do a bit of Megaminx since that is tentative tomorrow. How annoyed would you be if Clock got taken out from the WCA? Not at all. No, they should definitely take it out. It's probably one of the worst events. I'd say if you're looking at it, just by ease of solve, Pyraminx would be the worst event because there's only 6 pieces you have to solve that aren't the core. You solve 3 pieces and then you solve the other 3 pieces. But Clock's a pretty bad one. So what were your Clock PBs, Kevin? I'm interested to hear. Please, I'm gonna need to go get a space heater because this is very cold. Does blind stand for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Might as well. Those are some of the best events in blindfold. Is a pretty good event. So 5 single, very nice, very nice. So yeah, okay. Oh man. Alright. Oh, that blind joke was on one of GG Cube's Q&A. Interesting. Haven't touched a clock since 2015. That's probably for the best. It's at least interesting now with magnets. It's like a fidget cube. Click into place, and it's even louder and more obnoxious than before. So that's always nice. Alright. Let's switch to this one. I think I have seen PLL abbreviated for Pretty Little Liars, like people talking about it on Facebook, possibly. Or maybe just someone talking about how they saw it abbreviated as that in like one of the cubing groups. It's been a long time. I've never watched that show, so I wouldn't know, but I would assume they shorten the name to that. Would you consider doing non-WCA speed solving? I'm going to solve my Megaminxes eventually, once I have like a weekend where I don't have a competition, which is like next weekend, but maybe we'll do it next weekend. And that I would time to see, just because I would be curious on how long it would take me, and maybe I'd do like an hour to 5 or something, because very bad at Megaminx. You'd think I'd be better at it since it's my favorite, but be wrong. I don't even know that corner's algorithm. So, let's see. Cool. So, hey, 688. That's the one-handed world record. I think that's about time to be broken. It's like the second longest standing record. And then, does anyone know what the third longest standing record is? I'm interested to hear if anyone knows it right off the top of their head. Alright. So I'll do the solve and then see if anyone gets it. So there it is. Oops. There you go. Man, it's bad. Alright. OH single, no, that was the second one. Clock single. Simon got it right. 373. Nathaniel Berg. Does anyone have any good cubing channels I might not have heard of? XXX Teddy KGB XXX is the best one. I don't know if there's any cubing videos on there, but that's the best channel. It's a cuber's channel, so that's all I need to know. He's gonna be at Please Be as Quiet as a Cat tomorrow, so I'm excited. Not many other people are going that I don't know. There's only a few names on the list that I didn't even know, but it should be a good one. Okay. Oops. Oops. Oh, I know this one. It's just the optimal H perm. So, Mitch there on the East Coast, yeah. It's my favorite time of day. I oftentimes wonder, like, how many people reference Mitch Lane in some way, either with 625 or Mom, I Got a PB, and wouldn't even be able to recognize him if you showed them a picture of him and, like, any other cuber that they don't know. Because, I feel like a lot of the kids that reference those things don't know who he is, or know what he has done, or how he almost held a Scube NR. Good stuff. The Claw, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it here today. Doing some Megaminx at the moment. I'm trying to get ready for tomorrow. Hopefully can get a sub 1 tomorrow, average. Not looking so great right now, though. There's a lot I need to work on with Megaminx. Like a better alg for ePerm, because that was rough. I could definitely recognize him, but wasn't around for the 625. Yeah, I remember I wanted to go to the competition where he got 625 because it was like the week after Worlds. It was in California, and it would have been like a, I think, 7 or 8 hour drive from where I was staying in Vegas with my friends. But I didn't end up going, obviously, and that made me really disappointed that I couldn't go. It was 6th in the world, I believe, at the time. I remember being so surprised. Everyone thought Jay was joking when he posted about it in Cubic's Friends. Because Jay was at that competition. He was still hanging around in the US after Worlds. So, that was some good stuff. Man. And then in 2015, he, like at Nats 2015, he was still 19th in the world. And now it's crazy how that's not even top 100. So, yeah, a lot of people know him because of the Guanlong. That's true. That's true. That is his most recent thing, I guess. That was close enough. So, alright. So, see, what I was talking about with Mitch with the Scube thing was September 6th, 2014. There's a competition in California, and then one in Wisconsin. And Kenan Lejeune was at the one in Wisconsin, and Mitch got the what would have been the national record for scoop. I believe it was average. I don't remember if he had the single or not. I doubt it. No, he definitely didn't, because Ronza had 219. So he had the average NR. And so around the same time, Kenan was setting the NAR. And so then he messaged Kenan to ask him what time he got it during the day, so we could know if he had it ever or not, even though that wouldn't do anything for the WCA, just like for personally knowing. So that was a very bad star. It's getting a little bit faster, even though my fingers are still cold. Karam, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it today. Just working on some Megaminx at the moment, hoping to have time to do it tomorrow. That was a DNF. Nice. So the competition, we have like all of the blinds, FMC, and clock. And so Megaminx is tentative, but I don't know if we'll have time to get to it, even though there's only going to be like 16 to 18 people there, because of how long like the blind events take. And FMC is going to take 3 hours, more like 3 hours 45 minutes with setup and everything. But yeah, so should be a good one. There's not too much competition for each event. It's kind of pretty clear who's gonna win most everything. Will Mitch ever get sub Mitch? Maybe not officially, but at home he's already gotten one, so he never can actually get sub Mitch, because then once he gets it, it will become Mitch then. So this is my first time watching the live stream during the stream. Nice. So yeah, alright. Be nice if I was gonna miss scramble, if I could give myself a better miss scramble. So okay. There's a sub one, so I don't know how to do 3x3 scoop, Megaminx, and 2x2. What should I learn next? Oh, I know how to do. I know how to read. but I don't. So I know how to do 3x3, skew, Megaminx 2x2. What should I do next? Good question. If you have a puzzle that you don't know how to solve, I would obviously start there. But besides that, so you got skew and Megaminx and 2x2. Those are like some of the first ones that are easiest to learn. Maybe try doing like some one-handed until you get a new cube. So I think I'll do Mega after my next comp. That's a good idea. I really like Megaminx. It's not too hard to learn because it's pretty much just 3x3, and it's pretty fun. It's my favorite event, so I'm not too fast, obviously, but I do like it. It's like 3x3, but takes longer to solve, but still not a really long time like 7x7 does to get down in your times. So as the owner of 3 cats, I can say they make plenty of noise. Yes, I didn't make the name of the competition, so I probably would have gone with something similar though. But I do know that cats make noise. The person who created the name does not have cats. At least I don't think so. I probably shouldn't talk while I solve. Whew. Oh boy. This is not going well. Only one sub 1 after like 10 solves. Should we please be as quiet as a turtle? Yeah, the turtle makes the most noise out of any of my pets because he like hisses when you touch him. He doesn't like being touched. And then he like will swim straight into the glass of his aquarium, and that kind of makes noise, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's reasonable to name it that because there are times cats can be very quiet and stealth-like. That Megaminx is gone. I just realized you might not be able to see everything that I was solving, which I would apologize for, because that wouldn't be helpful. Okay. Cool. Yeah, turtles do, they can hiss, and they can also, like mating stuff, make like vocal calls and stuff. Turtles are not the only creatures that belong to me. I have 12 snakes and 1 gecko. I used to have a whole bunch of geckos, but it's not exactly cheap to have geckos, so I don't have any more geckos, except the one I had for like 10 years. right? Oh man, I think I know what the I don't know. I thought I might know the PLO, but I don't. So I was just looking back, and I think you're the first cubing channel I ever watched since late 2015. Nice. I actually KS Cuber one time. What was it? I don't remember when it was. It was like when you were selling stuff on eBay, like when you were selling like all your cubes on eBay a long time ago. I found one of your other channels before your cubing channel. I watched, it was like vlogs or something, because I recognized like the camera setup from the pictures on eBay. So I clicked on the video, and you did like skateboarding and other stuff in the vlog too. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then when I found out that you actually like still cubed later on or whatever, but yeah. So seriously, snakes? Yeah, I breed snakes. I know a guy who works at a pet store and just takes home what animals are adoptable. Yeah, I used to help out at a reptile store a lot, but then I was too sick to do stuff with reptiles for a long time. But yeah, I've been doing stuff with reptiles a lot longer than cubes. Interesting stuff, and everything about animals is interesting. There's some real boring cubing stuff, like doing a star wrong. This is not going well. There's the optimal H-perm. Brandon Satterstrom, what's up? He's going to be at the competition tomorrow. 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Good stuff. I am not on TwistWeb. I should update the description. I was holding everyone up because I was too too distracted to do Twist the Web today. So I will take that out of the description. Yeah. So all right. Let's see. I should do some blindfold or something. Yeah. I like blindfold. It's a good event. Do you know how to fix only one of my Lingao clocks being offset by one turn? Some of them are just kind of unfixable. You could like use a bit of rubbing alcohol or something to take the paint off of the like the hands. You could just take that totally off and draw on a line that points to 12. Or if it's been disassembled, there is I have a bag of parts somewhere, but it's not right here. So there's a little peg that like holds each side of the corners in place. It goes into a little hole on this like black plastic part, and that could be like out of place. So anyone going to Cardinal Bird in Louisville? I'm hoping to. but I don't have any like definite plans yet. I'd like to though. It's the day after Coach Pigeon, so. I used to do chess in middle school a lot, and then Cuban came along. Cool. A lot of people have asked me if I do chess. I didn't know. I know like a couple people that cube and play chess, but it's an interesting game. Yeah. I never learned all of like the official rules, but I knew enough that one time someone wanted to play chess. This was when I was like 7 or younger, and they lined all of the pieces up by height. I don't know if that's like a different game you could play with chess pieces, but they were insistent that their dad had told them that was the way you play chess, and that their dad couldn't be wrong. So I didn't play chess with them because they were crazy, but I live in Louisville, so I'm psyched because it's the first ever comp here. Cool. Yeah, I was thinking about going and then possibly going to like Cincinnati, Ohio, like right after the comp and hanging out with people for a while. But we'll have to see. I'm hoping I can get plans made before, obviously before the competition, but yeah. Should be a good one. I think it's got pretty normal events though, so I don't know how hard I'll try and go, because I do want to go to a bunch of other competitions that are like further away. Even though that'll be hard just because of how many competitions we're having in the area. Like up until then, we've got I don't know, like 4 in May, maybe 5. And then depending on what venues people get, so. But only like 1 or 2 announced in June so far. But yeah, I'm hoping to get to Colorado, maybe stay out west for nationals, or go early, get some comps in out west. Oh man, that was bad. Keep Shop says their stickers are high quality, like all the stickers damage 1 day after use. Yeah, that is unfortunate with stickers. If you get like all fluorescent colors, they last longer because they have like an extra coating of some sticker material on them, so they last longer than like the normal colors. So if you want to just go for durability, obviously get stickerless, but if you like stickers and you want to go for durability, get bright shades. So have you seen how it's using let me see, oh, European style competitor sheets where all of the events you compete in you have to help in a different heat? Yeah, I did see that. That's interesting. We used that at a competition last weekend, and it worked alright. There were a couple judges that had no idea what they were doing, but that's to be expected. So the 6 Sides is back. Went to eat dinner. Glad you made it back. There are literally no comps where I'm at. Gonna drive to some next year. Yeah, there's definitely some parts of the U.S. that are like very underdeveloped for cubing. The people are working on getting competitions in areas, specifically highly populated areas where there haven't been competitions. So those should be all have competitions. Most of the highly populated areas have competitions, but there are some that still don't really have that many. But yeah, so I wonder if it will become normal since it's better for organizers. He's talking about the scorecards, so possibly. It'll only happen at certain competitions, like at national events and stuff. We have to make sure that everyone knows what they're doing. I guess you don't have to, but they do because they can, and it's better. So that'll never happen at a national event or even a regional, probably. But I think it'll definitely catch on more in the U.S. just because then you don't have to ask for judges quite as much. Although I'm not going to be using it for my next competition in a couple of months, just because I think I'll have enough staff that I don't need to. And again, like, you end up with people that, like, one thing I noticed at elk cubing where we did it last week is we would have, like, judges, I should have known that PLO, but we'd have judges that were scheduled to come up and judge, competitors that were scheduled to come up and judge, but then the staff wouldn't do anything, so that was pretty annoying, because then, like, the people that, yeah, I don't know, I'd have to work it better so that knowing how much staff you have ahead of time is always good. Okay, like Denver, Colorado is 3 hours away from there, and there are barely any. Yeah, there are. There's been a couple organized. There's a Facebook group, Mile High Cubers or something like that, Mile High Cubing. And I've posted in there a couple times because I've been to Colorado a few times. And if you want to learn about upcoming Colorado competitions, I guess either just check the WCA or that Facebook group. But I'm so lucky to live an hour away from New York City, so I can pretty much go to comps every month. Yeah, that's nice. I hate how Kentucky is in Great Lakes region of Cubing USA map, because Great Lakes Champs is like 4 hours away from the northmost point of the state. Yeah, they have to draw the line somewhere, and I think they did it alright. Like for the Heartland Champs, there was someone who was competing at Heartland, but they were from Wisconsin, and it only took them like 45 minutes to drive to that competition. But to drive to the Great Lakes Championship would be like over 10 hours for them. Like Heartland for me was like right over 4 hours, and then Great Lakes is like, 5.5, 6, right in there. So I wouldn't know, Felix. Most of the people in that group I don't know. I know like the delegates in the group, and then just a couple of other people. Yeah, I'd really like to go back to Colorado for like a week or so before nationals. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, the competition in Colorado, but I should ask someone about that. I think they're supposed to be 7x7, which would be good. Dan came out with a stickered 249. Interesting. I didn't know. I didn't know that. It must be new. Heartland was like 13 for me. Yeah, that's definitely rough, because I believe. If that is your regional, I don't know if you're said Denver's like 3 hours away, so that could be Colorado or Kansas, but yeah, I would do it to go to my regional, but I also have more compensation for travel than most people, and have done car rides a lot longer than that for competitions, so I definitely understand not wanting to have to drive that far, but Colorado, would that be, I don't remember if Colorado is western or northwest. I'd imagine it's northwest, but no, I don't know. Either way, it's pretty far away from Colorado for their regional, because you'd either have to go to California or Portland. Optimal H-perm. So yeah, I've driven through Kansas. I've been there for competitions and a long time before I ever competed. Driven through the state, and it's you can definitely get pretty. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Not much out there when you get in a long stretch of road where there's nothing. So. At the comp I'm going to, over 70% of the competitors are first-timers because New Mexico. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, we're at what's the next one? Iowa. There's like 60 some first-time competitors, which is quite a few. Yeah, so good stuff. Let's see. So the next regionals is actually coming up in a couple weeks. Southeast should be a good one. I wish I was going to that one. It'd be fun. So planning to go to Northwest if everything works out, and maybe Northeast because I haven't been out east since. What was it, 2015, and that wasn't even like northeast. So alright, Megaminx obviously isn't going to go well today, so I'm going to do some blindfolded unless anyone has objections to that. Alright, cool. Blindfold's a good event. I really like it. I need a cube cover though. I don't know what I did with. Oh, there it is. Yeah, here's the clock I was talking about. Let's see if one of these is open. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about with like the little peg that holds it in place. I don't know how you'll be able to see, but there's a little one right there, and it goes into a hole on this, and that could be the problem if it's misaligned, because then it lines up on both sides when they both go into the hole. So oops. Now I've got all these clock pieces here. I went to a comp when I was a noob, and the most little thing was feeling bad for Lucas. Kids swarming him like 30 minutes after he arrives. Yeah, that's looks like KSP was heading out. See you later. Thanks for stopping by today. That is an unfortunate side effect of being fast. When he wasn't competing at Michigan, it seemed like people were leaving him alone for the most part. I'm sure he had lots of people talking to him. I just wasn't around him that much since I was staffing and trying not to die at the time. So, alright, now I got an empty cube cover. These streams are the only way I really socialize with the cubing community. Facebook is a good place to start for getting to know people, because there's lots of people in the groups, and under the group's Cubics Friends. It was started in either March or April 2012, and I was the 23rd member, and now there's like 7,000 people, something like that. So yeah. Okay, we'll do a blindfolded solve and see if I can't solve it. All right, so let's see if we got something. Nice. I was close to getting it in the right orientation. I just needed to do that. So, oh well. At least these four corners are almost solved. Felix has gotten a 625 average before, and also singles, plenty of them. So he probably has the most out of anybody. Instead of solving this, never mind, the cubes are far away. I'm going to solve this. I can just get a different tang long. I need to get more multi-blind cubes. I think I'll probably get something different than tang longs. Do clock blind? I did that a couple of times, but it's not fun like 3 blind is. So I doubt I'll do it today. I'd also have to I had a better method than just remembering every piece that is on the clock, because that's the way you can do clock blind. You can just solve one piece at a time and just remember, like, this one's at 3, this one's at 2. But there's a better method, like using no flip type of thing, to just solve it and then solve the corners, solve the crosses, and then solve the corners. So don't Americans have school today? It's pretty late in the day, so, and some are on spring break. So, all right, here we go. There you go. It's solved. So, I hope. Yeah. Okay. I think that's probably all the blindfold I'll do. Alright. Alright. Let's see. So is school just starting back up in Australia? Let's see. I think it'd be like fall there. Maybe not quite yet. Maybe it's, I don't know. I know the seasons are like opposite, so. Good stuff. I have a brother who's Australian, if you didn't know. Okay. Oh, I didn't even put the timer up. That's how prepared I was. That was a 148 blind solve. Let's see if I can get it back. Man, I didn't have it there all that time for Megaminx either. No one told me. No one told me. Okay. That's very big. Alright. There. Looks kind of awkward, but whatever. Yeah, so I think I'm going to maybe finish up and work on some stuff, and then come back when my friend gets on, so then we can do stuff like I don't know what we'll do, but yeah, let's see. I'll do a little bit of clock since we're having that tomorrow. That's bad. Now it's scrambled correctly. Okay. 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 I'm half Filipino, half American, but my first and middle name are Hispanic because I live in New Mexico. Very interesting, very cultured background and name. Very cool, very cool. So, let's take a look at Hudson that Damien's going to. So, I'm not having. Right now, I only have people that I like really know on the stream, just because I'm careful about what happens on the stream and everything. So, yep. Let's see, what events are they having? 2 through 5, one-hand Pyraminx. Super boring event list, but Yeah. I kind of like the sounds the pin make. Yeah, it's like a fidget cube, like a fidget clock now. It's it's very loud and obnoxious, but it's all right. So. Also, if the stream is slow, it's because I have slow internet. Yeah, yeah. I thought I thought the stream was just bad because I didn't have a good computer. The computer's like all right, but it is 4 years old. And then I did the first ever like internet speed test, and it was just horrendously slow. And oh, that's a good reason for it to not be working. Hey, KS Cuber's back. How's it going? Hudson's gonna be tough. Yeah, I'm looking at the psych sheet now. I've just pulled it up. 5x5. Brandon Nunez first on the psych sheet. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna be fast for like everything. Yeah, 32 on the 4x4 psych sheet. Alright, let's see. Yeah, everything's pretty fast out east. So. Oh man. So I think